Your next speaker is a good friend of mine, part of my global soul family. Everyone say, "Aww." All right. His name is Freeman. He is an inspirational speaker, renowned mindset coach, and global citizen who has experienced life in 37 countries for over 12 years now. He's also the best-selling author and founder of Travel to Transform. Over the last decade, Freeman has captivated audiences on global stages from TEDx, Mindvalley, the United Nations World Tourism Organization, to Nomad Summits. He has coached world record-breaking athletes, impact-driven entrepreneurs, and turned dozens of full-time workers into national movement leaders. You could say he's an expert in human transformation. Through his movement, Travel to Transform, Freeman empowers individuals to unlock total freedom by transforming both their inner and outer journeys. In Australia, where he's now based, Freeman is also recognized as a leading community builder for Mindvalley, the world's largest personal growth platform, where he's also certified as a life coach and hypnotherapist. Also why that subtle white jacket, as you can see, if you're wondering. When not on a plane, you'll also find Freeman pursuing his multi-passionate adventures as a content creator, DJ, Shaolin martial artist, biohacker, and lucid dreamer. Let's give a warm celebration for Freeman.
Thank you, brother. Hello, beautiful people. Let's start with a country count. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And on the count of 3, right, I want you to shout out the country that you're originally from, yeah? And as loud as you can, so that everyone in Athens is going to know what's happening in the Happy event. Yeah? Ready? Ready? 1, 2, and... Yeah! Whoa, beautiful. What a beautiful diversity. And truly, like, we get to celebrate this unity with diversity in this room as a nomad family. It's huge, right? In fact, right, can we give a round of big applause to Marcos, Dimitris, to Masha, Lotus, and the whole organizing team as well, yeah? Because making this happen, right, there's so much effort behind for us to be in this room, to learn and grow and support each other. Now, where's my clicker? Thank you. Now, you may be wondering, why care? Why do I even care about whether I'm transforming my business or career and my travels? By transforming yourself. Why? And here's why. Because there's only go 2 ways. Success can only go by chance. You fake it until you make it, or it's by design. Whether you have this absolute clarity of knowing where you're heading, you have your roadmap, you have your blueprint. And in fact, right, can we also all agree that success is actually a very different model for every single person here, right? And Alex just mentioned, the AI tool you want to use and implement in your life is different from the person sitting next to you. And the way you want to have your tax residency and the places you want to travel to is different. So it adds on to the equation when you're designing your life, thinking about how you want to travel, which is very dynamic activities as well, right? What your preferences are, what your countries are. In this room, there are people possibly really, really love Chiang Mai, and some hate it. So how do you make sure you are designing your own success? Truly, as a nomad family, what we really see travel is so much more than just a getaway, right? But it's actually the gateway to create extraordinary living. It's the pathway for you to become a better version of yourself, both in your personal growth, your business, your career, in every area of your life. So what that really means is, if you think about it, travel and personal growth, they're not separate. And if you find that sweet spot on your own journey, this is where we call travel to transform. Transformation that is unleashed through your own travel journey by design. And by transformation, I mean to go beyond your current formation, right? Because no matter whether you are in a full-time job right now and looking to transit to have this nomad life, or whether you're already a sophisticated nomad, what's the next level of growth you can unleash? And only you would know what that sweet spot looks like for you, yeah? And at the same time, there's also this beautiful outer mastery, right? We're now in Athens, the sun, the beautiful food. I have so much gyros in the the last few days already, the whole world to explore and the people you connect with. But at the same time, it's not only about traveling outwards to explore, experience the places, but that's actually also an equally important inward journey where we can travel to the depths of our mind, body, and spirit, our self-awareness, our self-mastery. And again, when you find that sweet spot, you get to unleash your own travel to transform. Is that making sense so far? Yeah? Cool. Now, I know most of you would know the famous Lao Tzu quote, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Beautiful. And that's very basic, right? Because we're all travel lovers, so I'm sure you guys know that. And in fact, right, I don't know if you've met the team leader here, Nicoletta. She has this very sick Chinese/Japanese hanji tattoo as well, and then also on her back. So I think those basic stuff, you guys don't need it. But what I really want to share is this is what actually Lao Tzu and the kings and government has to learn, that knowing others is intelligent. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength, but mastering yourself is true power. So to help you unlock your true power, right, what we are going to cover today in the next 70 minutes are the 3 keys that can unlock your own self-transformation. Yeah, and as a disclaimer, right, this is part of a much larger framework. I have like a whole 21-day course and also a 3-month coaching. But with the time we have today, I want to give you as much value as possible so that you can have at least one single powerful insight you can implement, yeah, before you go away for the rest of the Athens Nomad Fest, right? We have workshops, we have boot camps, we have all this amazing speaker lining up for tomorrow as well. But if you can take that one insight to integrate into everything you're going to experience, that's the real transformation, yeah? Now, the first hack, right? The first hack is to unlock your total freedom. But instead of like me telling you how to find it, I want you to experience it yourself. And this is where normally the room is going to get super, super competitive, yeah? Because I'm going to give you 5 seconds, and I want you to find as many red objects in this room as possible, yeah? Red object. You ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, close your eyes. No cheating, yeah? Now, open your eyes, turn to the person next to you, and share with them how many gold objects you find. Gold object. Sorry, I'm tricking you. Sorry, but not sorry. Why? Here's the key. What if what we were focusing on our travel journey or building our career and business is actually the red color, but what you want is actually the gold color, which is also the difference, what I call living a partial freedom life versus having total freedom. And by total freedom, it means having all dimensional freedom. And it's very easy to remember as well. It's an acronym, FELT. So when you're building your own travel journey, most people we spoke about earlier, like, money. Money is going to solve a lot of problems on our travels. Yeah, part of it. That's a great, amazing steps. But what about your emotional freedom? Are you really happy and living your purpose, building something you genuinely enjoy and passionate about, and waking up every single day, I love my life, right? Location freedom. We as a nomad family, we're pretty good at it. But at the same time, can you incorporate that into other pillars of freedom? And in fact, the gold one that I truly believe is a real currency in life is time. Because if you're nomading and then you're working 50 hours per week, building all these things, what's the point? Might as well work in a full-time job, no? So what if you can shift your conscious awareness from focusing on this red color and finding what is the goal for you, and again, only you would know the sweet spot. Then you get to unlock the next level of your journey, yeah? And this is one of my favorite quotes from Robert Wilcox. He's like modern polymath. It's like Leonardo da Vinci, but still alive. Our consciousness can and will only ever expand to the volume of the cage of our belief system. So in the next 10 minutes, right, what if we can expand our belief system before we move on to the Athens Nomad Fest for the rest of the week, yeah? Now, here's normally where a speaker is gonna put a bunch of impressive bullet points on the slide so that you feel safe to spend the next 50 minutes and curious enough to know what is the second and third key. So yeah, you can read if you want the impressive stuff. But truly, today I'm still mind blown with the fact that I'm very grateful I got to speak on a TEDx stage in London. Even English is not even my first language. I'm originally from Hong Kong, by the way, if you're wondering whether I'm Chinese or Japanese or Korean, and you haven't read the profile yet. If you are in Hong Kong, you may get to see me on billboard sometimes as well, but yada, yada, yada. But truly, what I really feel to give me the conviction and the authority and my passion to really speak to you about transformation and this topic today, it's not because where I am now or where we are now, but more so where we first started, right? Yeah, that's a little inner child still in me. Little kitty Pikachu. And the reason I want to share with you that, because that version of me, right? That version of me would never ever thought it's possible for me to live this global life today, where I got to experience life across 37 countries now, and still counting over 12 years. But that version of me, as I grew up in Hong Kong, right, I still remember every single day I need to wake up, rush to school, because if not, my parents are not going to give me dinner or lunch. And everyone is like rushing somewhere. Everyone is going somewhere, but no one knows where they're going. And everyone told you, right, you have to climb this ladder. There's only one way to go. There's only one possibility, one linear model to get a job, to get a certification, right, to get a partner, get a spouse, get a bigger car, get a bigger TV, get a house. Maybe get a better spouse. I don't know. What's next? But is that it? Is that all there is? All right. So when I was suffering severe depression, I have to either end my own life or to do something very radical. And gratefully enough, I'm still speaking to you today, so it was later. But what radically crazy enough that I got to do is actually I solo traveled to Romania. It sounds very random because I was one of the very few Asians who was living in this state called Transylvania. But it turns out to be the best summer of my life because I was living with 40 other internationals from 16 different countries. And that really shifted my mind. It upgraded my operating system. And that really spans across another over 10 years, a decade of travel. And here's where most people would think, that's a happy ending, but it's not. Because that was actually 10 years of suffering. And also why I'm so passionate to actually share with you what I'm sharing. Because during COVID, right, there was some of the photos from Romania. That was part of the ISET, the international exchange program as well, some of you may know. And what really interesting is because during COVID, right, I don't know what you experienced during that lockdown as a traveler, what is that internal struggle you went through. But for me, I still remember December 2019 was the first time I moved to Sydney, Australia, where I'm based now. And then Australian bushfires and COVID lockdown right away. And it was completely different from my expectation of kangaroo jumping and like blue sky and beaches and mountains. Completely different. And it really put me into my biggest rock bottom in life because financially, I pretty much lost all my savings in 1 week in August 2020 from the stock market. There's no way for me to travel, and I don't even know whether I have a job because in my full-time job before, I was working in the travel industry. Emotionally, I was still attaching to a British lady I was dating back in Hong Kong, but we're done. And there's nowhere to go, there's no world to explore except to travel inwards, right? And some of you ask, what does travel inward mean? You can think about it this way, it's travel to know thyself. Travel to know thyself, and this is a list, because if you look at this list and what are your core values, what is the life vision, if you can't immediately speak about with conviction, then it means we're still exploring. And there are lots of room for clarity that you can really unleash, right? And we have so many workshops coming that's gonna help you do that as well. But it's to travel to know thyself. But the moral of this story is, right, if this version of me could get to this version, to even this version now where today it's too impactful, it's loading. To this version where now I got to travel and really impacting leaders and helping creating transformations, right? I have clients now getting paid to travel around the world, breaking world record, climbing all the highest mountains in the world. I have also clients who have quit their full-time job and built a national movement in less than a year. And now he's on national TV in Australia and Sydney, like the most biggest famous guy, right? And in fact, that's where me and Marcos we met back in a couple of years ago in a Supercoach Summit in Estonia. And one thing led to another, but this is the version of me. I want you to think about the version of you, how you can apply. When you are living in your authenticity, when you are living in your passion, when you know what is the personal growth you're unleashing on your journey, that's where life's gonna lead you to. And in fact, today I'm standing here on stage. It's because I've made a decision to go to that place with intentions, right, with purpose. And now we got to connect with the right people, the collaborators, right? So truly, what I want to show you is the limit is not the sky, it's the mind. And you get to expand more on this journey in the Athens Nomad Fest. You really get to expand your capacity as a nomad and also the way you're building a career and business. Yeah? So who's ready to go into the second operating system as well? Curious? Yes. That is amazing. So unlock your operating system. Now, here's an interesting thing because I didn't make this thing up. This is actually standing on the shoulder of giant. What I'm about to show you, I call it the model map of consciousness, is actually applying consciousness model onto travel. So who here actually have read Dr. David Hawkins' The Spectrum of Consciousness work? Yeah, one hand. How about Core of the Extraordinary Mind by Vishen Lakhiani? One hand, two hands? Of course, Carrie from Mindvalley as well. And okay, so what I want to show you is, if you think about it this way, there are different stages of travelers we are actually embarking on. And we all start at this stage where we're curious. We all start with curious because we're just exploring. Like, we're just randomly going into with a bubble, right? It's like, I want to go outside my own block. But the thing is, with curious, most of the time, the personal growth, the way we travel is actually we are escaping life rather than embracing life. Something we are not happy about in our society, in our home country, with our family, or whatever it is, we try to escape. And hence, our personal growth is actually reactive. And this is where most people is like, why did they cancel my flight? Like, why did they not approve my visa? And these are victims, right? Like, life is happening to me. But most of you, I believe, we're not spending too much time here because the next stage is actually to go to become an explorer where now discovery, learning about yourself and learning about the world become your core focus on your trip. And this is the next stage of where you got to become willful when you're creating your own life as well, because now you realize you have responsibility to create a travel life that genuinely resonates with you, because you have the power to create a new life. Many of you, maybe you have peers back home, now still working in a cubicle, but you choose to be here, which means you are already inevitable with your success. Being in this room, choose to be here and aspire to build a different life. So if you want to really have success by design, right, you really want to understand what the stages are. And the next stage is the adventurer, because life is not about working hard, right? It's about working. Life is not about working hard, it's about working smart. Hey, here we go, right? So now, other than pushing it through, having this willful energy, now we are implementing system of living, new model of reality, new automation and funnel, and using AI tools to help make our life easier, to save more time so that we get to create more time freedom. And now your travel is about creating impact as well. It's about touching into your deeper purpose, your contribution. And the last stage, drum roll. Want to guess what's the last stage? Anyone? I think some of you are in Vietnam as well when you run through this model. Like, what's the last stage? Any guess? Nomad? Immigrants? I love that. Expats? Yeah. So this word is going to encapsulate everything you just said, is to become it's like the dramatic effect. I'm not sure if I broke the clicker or something. Here we go, global citizen. Oh, and now it goes too far. Oh, did I broke it or something? Yeah? Thank you. So, okay, let's start out because I want to make sure we're honoring the time as well. Becoming a global citizen means now your travel become your lifestyle, right? It's integrated fully to every single area of your life. So you're not just having one trip off, and come back and feeling, I need to, face my home again. No, you're actually building multiple bases if you want. That now, your decision is actually intuitive, right? That you become creative on how you can craft and design your success on your journey, right? Now, thank you. And I'm going to skip a few slides here. And for a very good reason, because I can go way deeper into just the global citizenship part on how you can build a map yourself and the blueprint in my book, Travel to Transform. And the best thing is, it's actually now included as part of your ticket of Athens Nomad Fest by being here. Because Marcos is really a good brother of me, and he's the only organizer so far, pretty much I'm happy with the organizer to share that with the attendees. So you can definitely enjoy that. After Athens Nomad Fest as well, at your own time, it's one of the, according to New Zealand Herald, it's one of the best 5 reads on solo traveling. And this is where I normally tell the audience, yada, yada, yada. 7 best-selling titles on Amazon, because I hate wasting people's time on reading books that doesn't work. So going into the last one, where unlocking your deeper purpose, right? Unlocking your deeper purpose. This is one of my mentors, Regan Hillier, also a global citizen herself, and she said, purpose is such an essential part of our being. Without it, we are like a moving vehicle with no destination, no internal compass to guide us to our truest path. And that's crazy, right? Like, I bet none of you have ever get on a flight without knowing where you're going. Does it make sense? Yeah, sure. If you're sitting at the window seat, my favorite seat, the view is great, but do you know where you're going? No, right? So there's this story of the bricklayers the story of the 3 bricklayers to illustrate this. So 3 men, they were working side by side. And there's another person just walked up and asked them, right? Oh, what are you guys doing? The first guy said, can't you see? I'm laying bricks here. It's hot. Hopefully not the Athens sun doing this. And the second bricklayer said, oh, I'm building a wall. Right? And the third one, with a spark in his eye, with his heart explodes, like, man, what am I doing? I'm here to build the most magnificent cathedral that generations have yet to see. Guess who is the guy going to last the longest and not here just for the paycheck? And that's my question for you. What is the cathedral that you're building through your travel? And I want to relive you also a quote from The Alchemist, one of another favorite book as well. When you're on a journey to fulfill your personal legend, the whole universe, or God, or your higher self, or whatever belief system you allow, conspire to help you achieve it. And that's the reason why I'm so passionate in sharing with you the movement I'm creating here as Travel to Transform, because it will lead you to somewhere you never ever imagined. And more importantly, remember, dreams doesn't have to be big, they just have to be yours. You just have to find what is that sweet spot for you. You don't have to copy others, how people are building funnel, how people are traveling in different places, the next event. You just have to be you, more of you. Yeah. Now, I want to wrap up with also this last thing, because it's also my deeper purpose as well, and why I'm so passionate about speaking of this. Because if we go on Instagram and we have hashtag travel, right? And by the way, I'm not saying you can't take beautiful waterfall footage and content in bikini and stuff, but travel is so much more than that. Can we all agree that? Right. So next time when you're building your content, when you're sharing your story, can I encourage you to actually inspire people to look at the depths of travel as well, to look at the depths of the personal growth you have, to show your vulnerability of also all the crazy shit you get to experience on travel and not just the pretty pictures. And if you agree, then let's build this as part of the movement to travel to transform, to help people to see the transformation they can unleash in them. And thank you so much for being with me together, because I do believe we are here to change the world. We are changing the world one trip at a time. Thank you. Thanks. I don't know if we have time for Q&A as well. Just 3 minutes? Oh, 3 minutes, okay. And here's also my link tree as well. I'm very active on Instagram. If you want to stay connected, feel free to tag me on stories and everything. And if you're not an Instagram person, I also have LinkedIn as well. You can stay connected there. And then Marco is going to send you the free ebook later. And then I'm also delivering a workshop on Monday as well on diving deeper into your deeper purpose for your travel. So if you're interested and resonate with this, I'll see you on Monday afternoon. Cool. And any questions? Any question? One? Yeah? Hello.
Hi.
What?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you state your name for everyone as well?
Sorry. Nabila. I'm Nabila. It's very interesting. Thank you for sharing this picture of your childhood. It's talked to me too much because it's really connected to what is digital nomad families. It's I joined this community like last year, and I'm discovering like a perfect word for me. I mean, giving this chance to these kids to not run every day, to not be rushing every day, slow life, slow parenting, traveling all the time. Of course, this community choose to do homeschooling for their kids, so this is the deal and the challenge. But it's really inspiring what you said, and it's just the problem and the solution for these kids, for the future generation. Yeah, to be in this community. I don't know if all the people can do this, to be like digital nomad families, but yeah. And
Beautiful.
yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Annabella.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for the beautiful comment. And I don't think that's a question, but allow me to add a big comments on that, because what you're saying is so beautiful. About the truth, right? Even you have kids, even you have different circumstances, you get to build more clarity with how you want to travel, right? And we can do it collectively. And we are not here to escape. That's a very important thing, because nomadism, when most people, including myself, right, when we first start traveling, it's such a beautiful world. We can now almost forget everything back home, the problem, the challenges, but it actually doesn't go away because it follows you, right? And until we learn the deepest lesson on this journey, whether it's travel, whether it's life, or with our family, then we can't become the new version of us. So now, if we integrate this onto our nomad journey or travel journey, now we become the accelerator to create fast success. Because truly, I believe there's never been a better time in human history to claim your path as a global citizen. And whether you want to be a nomad, that's the way of traveling. And that's why it's called the 4 stages of travelers. I don't know if you realize. It's not called the 4 stages of traveling, because it's not measured by your frequency of how frequent you travel, right? It's measured by your conscious awareness of your relationship with travel itself. So thank you so much for inspiring us, actually, traveling with your family and adventures. Any more questions?
Yeah, I have one question.
One question.
Sorry.
Do you show everyone your beautiful tattoo as well?
Yeah, I will show my tattoo. So my question is, we all travel, like all of us travel that are here, obviously, and there are a lot of people who travel and they have a specific moment where they say, okay, I want to start my personal journey and I want to start all of this. But I believe that the moment where you start this change, it's a couple of years after already having traveled to some places. Do you remember that moment for you?
Absolutely, and actually who resonate that, like feeling at that, how you call it, the conversion point per se, yeah, more hands, cool. And here's the interesting thing, right, because this is why, again, I love this community, because we have such beautiful overlapping path. Even we are in different skin color, we have different eye color, we have different cultural background and financial circumstances and different career and occupation. But the fact is we are actually all one. We're all part of this global family where we actually have all this converging point where we actually experience that. And that's the reason why I'm so passionate about the modern map of consciousness, because when you realize, that was the explorer stage you were talking about, right? It's like, oh yeah, I've been like traveling all these places. And in my journey, as I shared my personal journey earlier, it's like, I thought that was the happy ending. I get paid to travel the world. I get to relocate to live in Singapore and London, all these places. But crazy thing is, I didn't feel happy on the inside. Something still feels missing. And most of the time as explorer, right, when we are at that explorer stage, that's where we hit that conversion point, because we realize there's so much more. It can't be just this, right? We can't be just keep going on to the next country and wait, but why am I still feeling this emptiness, right? And that's why the next stage, if you allow yourself to break through the next ceiling to become an adventurer, you can craft your own adventure, right, according to your own way. You can build your own blueprint to be able to see what is about me as this person, what is about me as a Nicoletta that I genuinely passionate about, and the purpose, because the purpose can help you unlock the next phase. So sometimes it's not just about traveling outwards, it's actually traveling inwards to find what is that deeper purpose and meaning for you. Does that help? Yeah. Oh. So,
Thank you.
Can we have one more question? I think there's a gentleman at the back. So.
Okay.
Sorry, what's your name again?
My name is Ioannis. Thank you for your
Ioannis.
inspiring speech. All this happen when you are independent. When you start depending on kids, life partners, boss, what happens, all this?
Yeah, so here's why finding clarity or how you can integrate it into your travel journey is important, because we all have personal responsibility, right? We're all born in a certain place, unless you are born as a nomad, right? Then you already have personal responsibility. So now it's not about escaping or trying to remove them. It's about transcending and including what you already built together, right? Just like Lapita just shared. like she can actually bring her kids on the travel journey. It might mean it's more difficult for you to travel 365 days a year, but you can start with a 10-day trip. You can start with living somewhere for a month. You can start with another 3 months with your kid and see what they actually love. And I can tell you, in my community in Travel to Transform, we have so many parents adventurers, as we call, because bringing the kids, this is one of my travel brother. I will end with this. I know we're over running as well, but one of my dear coach brother, he has this company called Parenting Adventures, and I have an interview with him, during when we're creating my online course, and I asked him, why do you really bring your kids to travel? And this is what he said very impactfully. Most kids, they learn about elephants on a textbook, on a cartoon. My daughter, they learn about the elephant by touching and seeing the actual elephant. So you got to create that as well. Yeah? Cool. Thank you so much. That's a new question. And I think we can, because we're overrunning, so I'm more than happy to answer any questions afterwards as well. And thank you so much. Jeremy.
Thank you,
pass it back to you.
Freeman.